That's nice. Various watches, Twitch. Vasius watches, fucking Christ. I think I need glasses. Vasius watches, Twitch. Mailbox Jaculator. Mike Lenny. The Booty Bandito. Not really Richard. KLG 499. Lovable Amy. Trucks. What's up, obese Ewok? Hello, Malignant Slutrot. Hello, Mark the Frog. Hello, Fun Guy 64. What are we doing here? Oh, yeah. Whatever, lady. How do I sound? Am I sound good? You guys can hear me okay? I'm not on mute or anything. Good morning, good morning. All good. Okay. How am I not in a quarry? Oh, right. Got to turn this bad boy on. Yes, I am. Thank you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody's ready for a fun-filled final day of work before the weekend. I assume this thing's just going to fill forever. Seems like it. Oh. What are the chances? I have to see the route. I think the route goes this way, right? You know what? Let's just get this out of the way. I wanted so badly to work on this yesterday after we were done, but I held off so that I could do it with you guys. Gotta start work. Jesus Christ. Well, I guess that's what I'm doing. Me too. What's everybody doing today? Work on the weekends? Yeah, that's a motherfucker. Jeff, is there a regulation stance on straws in the Gerpler? I think straws in the Gerpler are great. I'm a big straw guy. All right, here we go. Wow, this thing is so much cooler than the old one I have. No offense to the old one. Oh, that's awesome. Flat as fuck. You got laid off yesterday? Oh, shit. Dude. Well, sorry to hear that. That just means that there is an opportunity for you out there that you are now going to take that maybe you wouldn't have seen before or been looking for or been even receptive to. But now that this bullshit job that you just got freed from, you just escaped, is out of the way, maybe some things will become a little clearer to you. This could be a blessing in disguise. I hope it is. What are we streaming today? We are streaming. I'm not 100% sure. There was a couple of ideas thrown around last night. But I think we'll be streaming. I think we'll be streaming Mafia: The Old Country. I think that came out today, or comes out today, right? Andrew's a big fan of the franchise, so I think we're going to stream that. Laid off means long weekend. That's how you got to look at it. Fucking coffee is hitting the spot today. Usually by the time I get my coffee and then I'm sitting down and recording, it's lukewarm at best. But mercifully, this morning I was able to go from the coffee pot to the stream pretty much. Oh, man. After this, I'm going to stream here with you guys for, however long, hour and a half, 2 hours, or whatever we can manage to accomplish. Then I'm going to film supplementals today with Regulation. I believe today we are filming... What are we filming today? Oh, yeah, Regulation Takes, episodes 2 and 3. I think is the plan. Did you guys watch the Regulation Takes video? Has that come out yet? Cafe con leche. Corned beef. Man, Mark, I haven't had corned beef in a long time. Corned beef was a big... that was the best flavor MRE when I was in the Army. I ate a shitload of corned beef MREs back in the day. Corned beef and hash MRE. Wow, that's a memory, huh? They were really good, though. Bet they don't even make them anymore. I think I read that. What time do you usually start recording each day? It's different every day. First off, Regulation doesn't record every day. Unless it's that may not be the case forever because Gavin and I are trying to do more stuff together, just the two of us, while everybody else is occupied, or just Gavin and Andrew and I sometimes if he's available. But as it stands right now, we meet on Mondays to have our, get the week in order meeting, the one meeting we have a week. Then sometimes we'll record right after that. Like if we have something important to record, we'll record it right after that. Like I think we're recording a sausage talk next Monday, we decided. And then Tuesdays, 100% eat. Wednesdays, typically 100% eat. So sometimes I'll do something with Gavin and Andrew. Otherwise, I also have So All Right. And if it's in season, Good Morning Gustavo. And so Tuesdays and Wednesdays are the days that I tend to do my So All Right work, which usually takes, a day to conceive and record and then a little bit to edit. And then Thursdays, typically we record at 11 a.m. We'll do the podcast. And then as soon as that's over, we'll have 2 or 3 supplementals or Let's Plays usually. Thursdays usually Let's Play day that we'll want to record if we have the energy, But that's not always the case. No, I'm not going to see Fantastic Four. I think it looks like shit. And then... thanks for asking, though. And then... On Fridays, we get going at 11, and we'll record from 11 to 2. That'll be supplementals. And then we have a little break. Everybody does other shit, and then we stream at 4. That's typically how it goes at Regulation. But that's assuming everybody's in town and, not busy with other stuff. So sometimes very rarely does it go exactly as planned. A lot of times we'll record 2 podcasts on Thursday, and that doesn't leave time for Let's Plays. We learned not a long time ago, we relearn occasionally that the podcast takes the most effort and focus and energy, and so we have to always prioritize that in the recordings. That has to come first. You like the GMG has to be in season? I don't. That's a Gus thing. Gus doesn't like to do. Gus has PTSD from doing the RT podcast for a million years, and he doesn't want to do anything unless it's seasonal in his life, which I respect. It's not how I do it, but I respect that that's how he does it. Is this? Yeah. Let's see what this gets us, huh? Oh boy. Don't like the way that happened. Yeah, no worries. That's why we do the sausage talk episodes, which I think we're going to do one, like I was saying, Monday, because we have... well, we came up with a bunch of ideas for a couple weeks ago now. We all, on a Sunday, we went once a year. We rent a boat. I say we, Eric and Barbara rent a boat, and then we all go out with them and their friends. And about 2 weeks ago now we did that, and we came up with, I think, 8 supplemental ideas, drafts and supplemental ideas that we're really excited about. But it was like me and Eric, or me and Eric and I, or Gavin and Eric, or Gavin, Eric and I, or Barbara and Emily and Eric, and it's like some combination of all of this. And Nick and Andrew weren't there, and so we were gonna go over it in the podcast, but time got away from us, and then we were gonna go over it in yesterday's podcast. But we decided that this is me spoiling episode 66, but we decided to do a sausage talk and do it there. It'd make more sense. What's your favorite 24-hour place to eat? That's a great question, Mark. There's a little place in Tampa I like to go to called La Teresita. I don't know if you... Oh, yeah, you too. So all the draft ideas are always... No, that's... Draft ideas are always Gavin's idea because it pisses him off when I say that. And it's kind of what I'm here for. So this is not good. Oh, that's not. Well, I think... Wow, I'm kind of amazed that suddenly these guys are little badasses. I can fix this. Let me look at this down here again. See what I'm looking at. Yeah, they just got to go. Or would it be better to go around? Seems like it might be better to go just reroute it. All right, after these guys fail, I'm going to do that. The truck doesn't look like it likes what it's doing. Yeah, I would tend to agree. He's stuck on that median, it looks like. I don't know why they haven't given up yet. They will very soon. Let's okay. Just help him cancel. Okay, so nope, further down. Made it through all that so easily. So let's do this. Hey, move. Excuse me. Why can't I? Don't like that. There we go. Please. You guys think it'll make it through this? I think it's going to be... I think it's dubious at best, but we'll see. And then is this a way to go? Well, we'll find out, huh? That's the fun part of this. Is Gavin the most fun for you to fuck with? Well, he's my best friend. So he's the most fun person to just interact with in the world for me, next to, Millie and Emily. But I enjoy fucking with anybody. Absolutely anybody. Hey, we're wearing the same show. What's up, Mango Corey? When did they start doing this? Have to rep the podcast since Gavin doesn't. That's right. All right, let's see if these guys make it through. Make me proud, boys. I know you can do it. I'm just going to just clear it. That's great. If it fits, it ships. Friendship's so beautiful. Oh, that's not... I thought that was a little bit of gap. Ah, we're fucked there, huh? I thought that was just a little bit of concrete from up here, but it's clearly not. Let's get... Well, that's obviously going to fail, so let's get... Yeah. Is there a quarry near Sand Quarry? Can I activate it? Hell yeah. I could have just moved my truck up, but this is even easier. Oh, look at that. We're set for a while now. That's awesome. That is awesome. That is one thing we shouldn't be running out of over here is sand, huh? Okay. Would I say Gavin got beat up the most in the AH office? I'd say he got beat up the most in high school, probably. I know that's not what you're asking. That made me laugh. Okay, where are we going? I don't need to see that shit. Over here. Okay. I'm doing great. Have you seen the new South Park app? Yes, I have. I'm doing really great. I did something I've been wanting to do all fucking summer, but we haven't been able to make it happen yet. Last night, which is I sat down with Millie and we played video games till about 1 a.m. Just her and I. I've been so busy with work and travel, and she's been so busy with school and work and travel and her boyfriend that it's just hard for us to find the time, when it's just the two of us. We've had a little bit of fun, we've done some things here and there, but a lot of the summer, she or I have been busy in other directions, so it was really nice. We decided we wanted to play video games together badly, split screen, but we didn't want to play Minecraft for once. That's like our thing, Millie and I have been playing Minecraft together for her whole life, and I think we were both ready for something else, and so we started... I don't know why we picked... I guess because it has... Just basically because it had split-screen co-op, which is becoming harder and harder to find. But we started Borderlands 3 last night, and I thought I had played Borderlands 3. I thought I'd played at least some of all of the Borderlands games. I don't think I've ever beaten one, other than the Telltale. But I thought I'd played at least some of it. I didn't recognize 1 second of that video game. I'm pretty sure I'd never touched it before. And so that was a lot of fun. Man, we had a fucking blast. We were both big fans of the Borderlands Telltale game, and so Vaughn being in it was cool. And I don't know, we just had a great time. And now we have a new game to beat together, so anytime Millie's here, or she's got free time at school, because obviously she has an Xbox there, that's gonna be our thing, Borderlands 3. Regulation bonus episode just dropped. What was it? I don't have the calendar in front of me. Have I met her boyfriend? Yeah, I've known him. They've known each other since middle school. I've known him since he was in 7th or 8th grade. He is part of the family at this point. I like him very much. He's a sweet guy. Really nice to my kid. Oh, it was the interview with Shaheen. Oh, yeah. That came out today already? Have you guys heard it? Yeah, I guess we're going to play through before Borderlands. I don't think we'll play through it before 4 comes out, but we'll begin the process. It'll probably take us months and months. Once school starts, she's going to be so busy with college, you know? Did we figure out that calendar issue? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not even. I don't even think they attempted to figure it out or make progress on that. Millie and I used the same world for a long time until I accidentally deleted it. Everyone leave the stream and listen right now. It's a pretty short interview. I think it was only about... Yeah. I think it was only about 20 minutes long. And that's just because, we had to go through CBS and their press agency to interview him. And those are just the rules you got to follow when you're, interviewing somebody for a television show. And so we only got to talk to him for about 20 minutes, but it was a great interview and a great 20 minutes. And I don't want to spoil the interview for you, but I think we definitely want to talk to him again at some point in the future. I felt like we just scratched the surface of Shaheen. And my favorite thing about him is us. I think the thing that's coolest about him is just that, like, when we were talking to him, he genuinely spoke regulation. Like, he genuinely understands who we are and what we do. And is very aware of it all, which was neat. Verified Peanut. Yeah, there was a CBS person there listening in. Well, yeah, it's kind of the thing. It's like, and that's kind of what we, like I said, not to spoil it, but that was kind of the tone. Was like, okay, so you just appeared on Survivor. Now let's talk about your work at HiredJudge.com. Let's talk about the pencil. Oh, thanks for the subs, Kodakoi. Hell yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Who else donated today? I didn't even realize. Vilified Peanut. Sucks to be vilified. Unless that's your thing. Unless that's your kink. Thank you so much for the subs, everybody, and anybody I missed. He has a great beard. Yeah, he has a great beard. He's a really interesting dude, too. Very smart. I would say whip smart. Very mindful, intelligent dude. You said Shaheen is truly so hot. Yeah, he's a good-looking dude, for sure. He also has a really good sense of humor. Listen, I'm just... If you like him so much, why don't you marry him, Jeff? I'm already married. I wonder if this is going to do anything for us. I wonder if I should bother paving this. I remember it was having trouble, but this is not uphill dirt, so maybe... Oh, fuck it. We'll see, huh? We'll just have to see. Let me get, I assume, you out of the way over here. That's such a cool vehicle. Where is the interview? It's probably, I would think, on the podcast RSS feed. So wherever you get the podcast, I would think. Oh, a tiger on the island. It is. You're saying it's so refreshing when people are actually funny, Mark. Dude, let me tell you something. I was a journalist. I don't know. You don't know this. I don't know why you would. You wouldn't need to. I was a journalist in the Army for 5 years, from 18 to 23. It's how I started my career, was journalism. And I thought that I would continue being a journalist throughout my life. Eventually I stopped. But I loved doing interviews. And so I've maintained that a little bit throughout my career, doing interviews just where it made sense, through Solo Ride or through Regulation or Rooster Teeth or whatever. There's nothing worse than sitting down to do an interview with somebody and they're a dud, and you now have 30 to 90 minutes to try to extract entertainment and interest out of them, and they are clearly uncomfortable or not good at it or not in it, or and there is not. I learned a lot in the Army about how to interview and how to get the most out of people and talk to people and break down their walls, because it can be a nightmare. And so anytime we get a guest like Shaheen, which, we don't do interviews on Regulation, but anytime you sit down with somebody and they're that entertaining off the cuff and they get what you're doing, not just that they're easy to talk to or fun to talk to or affable or intelligent or whatever, or witty, but they also get what this is, the thing that they're a part of, and that's refreshing, to say the least. Yeah, for the people that don't know, he is the Regulation judge who ordered Andrew to eat the pencil way back during the fuckface court case. I think it's hard to say, vilified. I've talked to a billion people, but I really, really liked Giovanni, the guy who walked across America. I could have talked to that kid for 100 more hours. I just thought he was so interesting. So this is fucked up. What are you looking at down here that's fucked up? Let me see how these guys are having trouble. Was it you? Are you in the way? So he made it just fine. And then you are having issue. You're just having issue. I can do something about that. What's my best interviewing tip? I'll give you two. One, listen to somebody who's good at interviews. It's funny, I was reading the subreddit. We're talking about how people were wondering if I was upset that Howard Stern was getting canceled or not. And then it just turned into a discussion about how nobody in the Regulation audience likes Howard Stern and thinks he's gross and doesn't understand what it is I like about him. Which is funny because so much of everything that you've ever watched that I've made has been, in a lot of ways, inspired by him. I've ripped that dude off most of my career. But the thing that I find the most fascinating about him, other than his naked honesty about his own inadequacies. Nobody is more forthright and honest and willing to make fun of themselves for their own physical, mental, emotional inadequacies. Nobody's going to make fun of Howard more for his penis size than Howard. Nobody's going to make fun of Howard more for his OCD than Howard, or his, you know what I mean? Like, he's the guy's. I appreciate that about him, but this isn't what the conversation's about. Anyway, but the thing that I think is that I would recommend is listen to somebody like Howard or Barbara Walters, somebody who does really, really good interviews. And say what you will about Howard, he's an amazing interviewer. At least he used to be. Maybe not so much anymore. I think he's kind of mentally checked out, and I think that shows. But anything from 5 years ago or more, pre-pandemic, he is just brilliant at making people feel comfortable. And when people are comfortable, they get honest. And he just has a way of, it's a vibe you can pick. He has a way of loosening up an interviewee, so that so that they feel comfortable being honest and letting their guard down. And that's a rarefied skill. So I would say watch people who do interviews very well, just to kind of catch the vibe and the tone and the rhythm of a good interview. And then I do as much, and this is probably way bigger than that to me, preparation. It takes so much work to make something look like you're doing it off the cuff. Learn everything you can about the person you're interviewing or the subject you're interviewing them about, so that you can speak intelligently to them, because when they understand that you understand, they'll be more comfortable talking to you. They'll be more honest with you. They'll be more open with you. And when they can tell that you're not only understanding what they're talking about, whether it's the super marathons, you're interviewing somebody about super marathons, or that you are of it in some way, and you're not just looking at a list of questions that somebody handed you an hour before for the interview, you'll get a totally different interview from that person. Holy shit. Thanks you. That's very nice of you to say, David Tech. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the support, man. I assume, man. Thank you so much for the support, and thank you for showing up this morning. Hopefully you'll stick around for a while. And hopefully you'll check out the Regulation Podcast, the thing Gavin and I are doing now. Jon Stewart is great at interviews. Yeah. Jon Stewart is, I tell you what, if I was using Howard as an example as a great interviewer, because he understands how to break people down and make them feel comfortable. Jon Stewart is the epitome of preparation. You want to talk about going into a situation prepared? That he is who I'm talking about. I have never seen somebody prepare for an interview better than Jon Stewart. I think he's a phenomenal example that you just brought up. Also, I'll give you a third one, just for the hell of it. It's supposed to be fun. Have fun. You're having a conversation with somebody. You're learning stuff about people. Be genuinely curious about them and their life, and it'll be great. The thing, I love his interviews. I love his ability to interview people. We're going back to Howard for a second. But that's not really the secret to the show for me. And it wasn't all the wacky, anal ring toss and all of those stupid porn star games and stuff they did. The thing that brought me back every day, and that makes me still listen, not nearly as much as I used to, is it's the thing that the part of it I tried to steal, or at least emulate. Steal is not a good word. The part of it I tried to emulate with Achievement Hunter and Let's Play and now Regulation / Fuckface is just the honest look at the relationships of the people that are making the show. The way that they've known each other for 30 to 40 years, the way that they can get under each other's skin, the way that they can make fun of each other, the way that they can, Howard can listen to somebody say one, and this has prepared me immensely for working with Gavin and Andrew specifically, where Howard can hear one thing that sounds innocuous out of a conversation and go, clock that and go, okay, hey, what about that part? And then you go, you don't understand. And then the next thing you know, you're like, you don't understand how time zones work. And then you've got a 30-minute discussion about that. Nobody does that better than Howard. And that's something that I love the most about making content. And also the way, that's all the negative, making fun of each other and gentle ribbing. But they also, because they know each other so well, they are able to support each other in a really heartwarming way. And I think that's very important too. It's a lot of just long getting to, it's the friendship simulator that I used to say Achievement Hunter was, where we wanted Achievement Hunter to feel like 4 or 5 friends sitting on a couch playing video games together, and it's like person A, B, C, D, and then you over here. We just can't talk to you directly, but you're on the couch playing the game with us, in essence, a part of the conversation. That's how I feel when I listen to Howard Stern. I feel like I'm in the room, a part of the conversation, making fun of Sal and Richard. Wonderful week, neighbor. Wonderful week. We filmed some really fun stuff this week. I think you guys are going to really like it. Can't talk about it just yet, but we filmed some stuff yesterday that I think is people are really going to absolutely love and are not going to see it coming. Yeah, Sean Evans. I'm not as familiar with Hot Ones as I guess most people, but when I have watched Sean Evans interviews, I've been impressed with his ability. His mechanic of breaking people down through the uncomfortability of hot chicken wings is really, really quite brilliant. It's hard to have you guard up when you can barely breathe and your eyes are watering, you know. Are y'all ever concerned about Andrew's understanding of the world around him? Yeah, of course. That's why we had to create this career, so he's taken care of. What's he going to do without us? Well, that's not fair. He'd be very successful without us, but yeah, we all are concerned with Andrew's understanding of the world for sure. I actually, before we did all this, I used to encourage Andrew to write a lot because I thought he had a really good novel in him. I think he's a really funny writer. He's got a really, really funny, fresh perspective on things. I always thought he would make either a great novelist or even like a Chuck Klosterman. You know, I don't know if you know who that is, but a satirist for a modern era. He's got away with words for sure, but not just that. He's got a perspective. You know, he's got a unique view of things, which is really hard to find. Point of view is I think oftentimes point of view is it's what makes it's the difference between somebody who is really good at creating art and somebody who's an artist, I think, a lot of times. It's like the controls are flipped on this one from the others, which is weird. Is this gonna... I don't know if this looks worth a damn. It's so weird that they're backwards. I don't know. Let's hit this side one more time. Thought about multi-streaming on YouTube. I don't know that we'll be doing it anytime soon. I feel some kind of way about it, though, because the break show's coming back soon. Maybe as early as next week, but I wouldn't expect it next week. And it was always streamed on YouTube, and now we are definitely a Twitch streaming company. I don't think we've ever streamed on YouTube as regulation. So I asked Eric if we could look into it, but I think there's a pretty good chance that the first couple streams at least will just be on Twitch, because that's where we have a working architecture, and that's where we've been building a lot of the momentum. But either way, the VOD would be on YouTube regardless. Right, I'm not even where I needed to be. Right, I'm cleaning up shit down here that wasn't the problem. Genius. Whoa, that was funny. Okay. Oh, thanks, Johan. Break show is the tits. Sweet. Kind of you to say that. Nah, I haven't seen the Superman movie. That's another one I don't really have any desire to see, but I'm sure I will at some point. I know James Gunn is a brilliant director, and I'm sure I don't think he could make a bad movie if he tried, but I just don't care about Superman. I haven't in very many years. Even when I was at my most into comic books as a comic book fan, I didn't give much of a shit about Superman. The most milquetoast, boring, overpowered superhero of all time. Not as a full-time job. I wouldn't want to do anything as a full-time job. I don't want to do my full-time job as a full-time job, but it's definitely a fun way to relieve some stress, you know? You get out of the way. You get out of the way. What are you doing up here? Can't even refill the sand. You know, not even in a quarry. Who do you think you are? He's going to get... Trying to keep him out of what? I have no idea where they're going once they get up here. Left. Okay. Well, we're so close to being done. Wow. Superman is a crutch. Giving him all the extra nipples was a weird choice. Vertigo is the... Well, I don't think that they're what they were, but in the 90s, Vertigo was the shit. 90s and 2000s. If I had a superpower, what would it be? Never dying, living forever. I'm the live forever guy. I'd be a Highlander. A lot of Gerplers are in hands so far. I know not everybody's gotten them yet, but a lot of people have. I'm very excited for it. How close to... Oh, we're so close to sand. Ah, no problem at all. Well, this is definitely going to fail. But that's okay, because we can pave this. Might have to actually pave this last part. After these guys fail, we'll do that. I'm going to help them fail real fast. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. Okay. Okay. All right. I love that, like, when I don't want them there, they'll spend a fucking year trying to figure out how to get up that hill. But the second I need them to put a little bit of effort into maybe try a little harder, they'll be like, nah, fuck this, I'm out. Quitting immediately. The big issue with Superman is that it's next to impossible to have high stakes that aren't extremely convoluted. You nailed it, Filmosh. Flemish. You absolutely nailed it. Anything cool happened this week? Nah. Been doing a lot of road work here in Africa. Helping the people out. Trying to restore the services. Anything else happened this week? A lot happened at work, but not here. Unless I'm missing something. I feel like that's not a good selling point for my morning streams if Mark the Frog can go, hey, I haven't been here in like 3 days. Did I miss anything? And you go, no, nothing. You missed nothing. I should be like, oh my God, dude, I don't even know where to start, Mark. You know what? I don't even know where to start, Mark. There was a whole... It's too much. It's too much. You missed too much. Does this game have weather? Yes, it does. But we're in Africa right now, so there's not a lot of rain. The last map, we were in Eastern Europe somewhere on Deluge, and it rained. It was just piss and rain most of the time. I like the Live Forever superpower too, though I always pick Wolverine. That's kind of like living forever, right? I mean, I know he isn't immortal, but his mutant healing power allowed him to kind of like a shark, you know? Live a very, very long life. How are you? You can do this, man. You can't, though. Might as well just bring the other dude. Where are we? It's all the way back here? Yeah. Might as well just backwards drive this guy all the way there because he sucks to drive forward. When they were fixing... No. I mean, I just wanted my internet back so that I could do my job. Oh my God, Mark! If you're not here for bombastic events, those are the events I'm talking about. What you're here for the chiller. The vibes were so chill this week, Mark. It was maybe the chillest vibes we've had. Everybody was saying it. The only way you could permakill Wolverine is if you decapitated him. The white on black text is so clear it looks like a floating text box over your shirt. Oh. That's funny. Am I going the right way? I think I am. Yeah. Immortal and invulnerable, yeah. Yeah, it's like the unbreakable thing. Invulnerable to everything but lack of oxygen. Silly question. No problem, Shaka bruh. You're asking if we just do podcasts for regulation or gameplays, let's plays. We do that and so much more. We release videos on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday typically. Sometimes Saturday. It ends up being about 6 videos a week. On Wednesdays, we release the Regulation Podcast, which is the main thing we do. And honestly, and I know you have to take it with a grain of salt because I'm the one that makes it, but it's the best thing we've ever done. It's the best thing I've ever been a part of. It's like, it's all of everything we learned at Rooster Teeth and Achievement Hunter. And I think the podcast is by far the best thing we've ever done. So we have that on Wednesdays. And then we have on Fridays today, at 4 o'clock Central, from 4 to 5:01, we stream on the Regulation Twitch channel till the best time of the week, 5:01 p.m. So we'll be doing that soon. And then we release 2 to 3 gameplays a week. We have a Patreon where you can watch them all, or YouTube. We have a Regulation Gaming channel and Regulation Podcast channel. We have 2 different YouTube channels, one just for the podcast and for what we call supplementals, which would be videos. Like the other day, we made a video where we all tried to make the flattest sandwich, and everybody had different sandwich flattening techniques. So think like Between the Games from Achievement Hunter. And then we do these things called drafts, which are probably the most popular thing we do. We draft, I don't know, rocks, not rocks, best one-hit wonders, that kind of stuff, and then argue about it. And then we do a lot of live events like Sloppy Joe's Bingo, which we do with the community. And then we play a shitload of video games though. Still, we're doing the guys are doing a GTA series right now. They're doing all the heists. Andrew, Gavin, and I just did a full playthrough of Gears 5 on the hardest difficulty, and we play a lot of mini golf. I don't see any Gerplers in your background. Do you think Andrew have a problem? I'm wearing a fucking regulation shirt right now. And there is a Gerpler back there. It's a green Gerpler. I don't know if you can just see the word Gerpler right there, where my finger is. Wait, there. There. That's a Gerpler. Shout out to the Texas Democrats. Shout out to the Texas Democrats. I agree. Still going. This thing's so slow. How much trouble am I in for my sandwich technique? I'm in zero trouble. I don't think they were happy. Or at least I don't think Eric was happy that I broke the table, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Not break a table? Shane talking shit about my condiment? Yeah, well, nobody's perfect. Thanks for the sub, Grillzer. 501 clock hands patch is a great idea. All right, let's spread some asphalt. Dickhead. Get off. God, this thing is such a... Are you fucking serious? This thing fucking pisses me off sometimes. This thing is so annoying to work with. It's real loud in my house. Kick the island onto the sandwich. Thanks, Johan Bach, for the sub. You got to break a few tables to make an omelet, you know? You wish you could go back and listen to Fuckface Fresh again? I appreciate you saying that. Let's go downhill, right? Maybe that'll be a little easier. Probably should have put more dirt down, but... But I didn't. Look, he's fucking gross. I love that you can still kind of keep going for a while. Oh my god, the whole thing with the tomatoes slipping out reminds me of the biggest slip and fall hazard when I worked. Yeah, Eric's tomatoes shooting across the room was very funny. Will the Regulation podcast ever get a musical intro? No, I don't think so. We had one for Fuckface that we liked, but it was just like, at the end of the day, it was a song that Eric and I picked out of a sound bed, out of a library that Rooster Teeth paid for. And so we lost access to the licensing of that song when we moved, when Rooster Teeth went under. And it's expensive to license a song, and we liked the song that we picked for Fuckface, but there was no, like... It was just a nice song. It kind of reminded me of Refused, but it didn't... It wasn't, like, of the show or anything. And so, short of asking the audience to create an intro for us, which, you know, we've already done that. Did that with the RT podcast for years and years and years. We did the AWU intros. It just feels like something we've done before, and we'd just be, like, repeating old shit. So I think we decided to go simple. That's not to say that we won't ever have a musical intro if it becomes some sort of a bit or a thing that we decide we want to do at some point. But I just like the simplicity. I like just jumping right in, you know? I listened to the Bill Simmons podcast, and I got to listen to like 7 minutes of promos and shit before he starts the actual podcast. I like that we just jump straight in. I don't want to waste anybody's time. There's also the other angle, which is like you make your own bad song and do that bit. But I did that already and So Alright. So it's like it'd be weird to even rip off So Alright by like making our own dumb show. Not that I'd be ripping off So Alright. It'd just be a bit I've already done recently, you know? So I think for this podcast, it just makes sense that we like our music, our intro song is arguing. It's the first annoying or confusing thing that Andrew or somebody says that kicks it off. That's my intro music for regulation. You bitch. Just a little bit more. What's my take on the Howard Stern show coming to an end? The guy's in his 70s now, right? 72, something like that, 71. I've been listening to Howard Stern as a daily part of my life since 1995. I've been aware of Howard Stern since like 1989. I just didn't have access to him other than the Channel 9 show on Saturday nights at midnight. I've watched most of the arc, about half of the arc of his career. I watched him at the height of his popularity and success, and I've seen him now, and everything's got to come to an end. I think everything ends. I'll end at some point. There'll be a time when I'm done. I think that the goal is to go out on your own terms and to be the architect of your own exit. And I'm really, really, really surprised that Sirius did it in the way that they did, purely because they took that option away from Howard. The option to control the message and be the architect of his own exit. Like, there's a way to do this behind the scenes where you come to Howard and you say, listen, the reality is in 2025, you do not bring in the 22 million listeners a day that you used to. We're paying $100 million a year to put this show on. It's bringing in a fraction of that in revenue, probably. We cannot afford to keep floating this project and paying for it. It's financial malpractice. We have to end it, or you have to produce the show at a level that you would not do it. You know, like, we cut the budget down. This is conjecture on my part. I don't know anything about the behind the scenes of it, but I just be like, you know, we have to go from $100 million budget to $30 million budget, and even then it'd be tight, you know. And you let Howard go. All right, I really appreciate that. I understand. Thank you. I think it's probably time for me to hang up my hat when the contract is up in December, and I'll announce my retirement, and then we'll make a big go of it. We'll do a big goodbye show or a series of goodbye shows like Letterman did, and a lot of fanfare. We'll drive a lot of people to Sirius for the last 6 months. We will have a big hurrah, and we'll talk it up. We'll talk my career up. We'll talk you up, and then I'll ride off into the sunset. Weird that Sirius didn't allow him that opportunity and instead just came out and said, hey, we're not going to offer this guy nearly as much as he wants or he deserves, and so we're hoping he doesn't take it and that he's effectively canceled. Yeah, I just thought that was odd. Anyway, so that's my answer. I think I'm bummed for him because getting canceled is a part of the gig, you know? Howard has had more success than anybody at the gig. It just sucks to go out that way, you know? And I'm bummed for him. You don't want the last arc of your career to be the public admission that you're not worth it anymore. You don't get how Sirius stays in business. Ain't that the truth? I don't get how Sirius stays in business. I'm right there with you. And I'm honestly, has nothing to do with them canceling Howard. I've been paying for Sirius since he first went over there. But I will definitely be canceling my Sirius when Howard's done. He was the last reason I was holding on to it. I was already honestly kind of considering canceling it because it's like $15 a month, and I listen to Howard 2 hours a week, maybe, if that. I more am paying for the opportunity to listen to Howard when I think about it, which is not how you want to handle your monthly finances. So I think it was definitely time. I also think it was definitely time. Like, as a person who still listens to the show and enjoys it for what it is, it's not what it was, I understand that. And I think the dude deserves to enjoy not working, I don't know. That's a hard one because I'm going to be in this position at some point where somebody's going to make the decision for me. Hell, that happened with Rooster Teeth and Warner Brothers, right? Like, they made the decision for us that we no longer had value. We were able to continue in a new form, and I guess maybe Howard has that option too if he wants to become a podcast, although I don't think that he'll do that based on how much shit he's talked about podcasting needlessly for the last 20 years. I think he's probably too old and maybe not. I think he just might, the moment has probably passed him, but who knows? I know that I'm really appreciative of every single time that show has entertained me over the last 30 years. I feel like everyone I've seen use it lately is a 70-year-old. Conan's podcast isn't that bad. Conan's podcast is good. I mean, it's the way the industry works. I just wish that they had messaged it differently just out of respect for the length of service. The guy's been at Sirius for 20 years now, right? Like, he didn't help launch Sirius. It existed before him, but he put it on the map. He helped them navigate. It was because of Sirius. It was because of Howard that Sirius survived and was able to survive to the merger of XM. And without him, I don't think they would have ever hit 1 million subs. They were at like 500,000 subs when he joined. So I just think it's weird that they wouldn't show some sort of reverence for that. But also, whatever. It's just not the way the world works anymore. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Oh shit, is it Tampa Day coming up on August 13th? I forgot about that. Do you have any big plans for Tampa Day, Mark? Where does this go? He's going along to the left, right? Yeah. I'm going to be happy to be past this mission when we finally are. Not that it's been particularly difficult or anything, just slow. NPR turning a lot of their radio segments into podcasts is cool. I agree. I'm a big fan of NPR. Or I used to be when I consumed news. I now no longer consume news. I'm in the sticking my head in the sand portion of my old age. Most likely be working and not able to participate. That sucks, Mark. I'm sorry to hear it. For such a Tampa stan as yourself, I feel like if anybody deserves to celebrate Tampa Day, it's you. Are any of you guys looking into the new Battlefield? Sure. Bup, 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 bup. Can I just push these off so that they're out of the way? I know they're out of the way already, but... Or are they just going to stick me? Ugh. Kinda. It's like I got one of them out of the way. Nah, you're just the kind of person, Mark, that loves life, I think, and makes the most of wherever you are. And you're in Tampa, so you love Tampa. I think that's awesome. You talking about how much you like to ride bikes in your various podcasts made me want to start riding. I recently bought my first bike since middle school, mid-30s now, and I'm really enjoying it. What got you into riding bikes, and have you always done it? I've always loved riding bikes. I haven't always done it. I think what got me back into it was when I got sober. I just had to fill time, you know? You have to start, like, distracting yourself from the desire to go to a bar, you know? And biking seemed like a really healthy way to do that. Then I was living in a condo downtown at the time, surrounded by bars. But I was also surrounded by e-bikes, you know, those like Uber bikes or whatever they are. I was surrounded by the rentable e-bikes, and so I, on a whim, rented one night and rode it around. Emily and I did, and it was so much fun. We did it again and again and again, and I rented those bikes a couple times a week for maybe 6 months, and then said, I gotta buy one of these fucking things. I'm spending too much money, and we did. Bought them, and then I never looked back. And I have tried to ride bikes. I would ideally ride daily, but it's hard to ride daily. But I'd say I probably ride 3 times a week right now. I wanted to ride. I honestly, not to guilt you guys, but I've slowed down on riding my bike this summer because of this. This is the time that I would be riding before it gets too hot in the day, you know? But it's also the time of the day I want to sit down and drink coffee and talk to you guys, so mixing it up a bit. I also discovered that my bike was a good place to work through problems and process things. I had a lot to process for a couple of years there. And then it was also a great place to come up with ideas, let your mind kind of wander while you're riding. I do this thing where I ride for the first couple of years, I go through phases. For the first couple of years I was riding, I wanted to ride down every street in Austin. So I was keeping a record of all my routes, and I was going to try to figure out some way to compile it all and figure out, if I literally could ride every street in Austin. But in the service of doing that, I was just exploring constantly, which was great. Just point in a direction and go and try to find stuff. And I did that until eventually that got kind of boring. And then I discovered the beauty of, which is not something I ever would have thought I would have liked, but the beauty of a route. Like I go the exact same 11-mile route now every day that I ride. And by doing that, you can kind of turn your brain off because you know exactly, like on autopilot, I know where I'm going. I've ridden that specific route, maybe 1,000 times now. And so I don't even have to like be conscious of what I'm doing. I just gotta just go. And so doing that really allows your brain to kind of wander, and you can really go interesting places in your head because you're getting, the stimulus of the wind and the speed, and you're seeing the world at that pace. And I'm a people watcher anyway, and so there's always the world's interesting, and because you know where you're going, and it's on a bike trail, so you don't have to worry about getting hit by cars or anything. You just got to not fall off, which is pretty easy. I don't want to do that. I don't want a stationary bike and stream. I appreciate the offer. That doesn't seem fun to me. Like taking the best part of both things, the freedom of travel and adventure in the biking, and then the relaxing nature of just laying back with a mic in my face, taking both of those things out of the equation and being left with just like the sweaty workout and trying to talk over. We've talked about doing a bike podcast a couple times where we put lavs on, and like we have these little road lavs, and then we all just like ride and talk while we ride. And I think that'll probably happen at some point. I wouldn't expect it to be more than a one-off, but I think it'll probably happen. It'll definitely make its way into the bit barrel, so if it ever gets pulled, it'll happen. Do wonders for your brain? Absolutely. I used to ride, my route used to be 24 miles because I had to ride 7 in and 7 out to get to my 11-mile route. But now I don't have to do those two anymore. So sometimes I'll just if I have extra time, I'll just do my route twice. But man, time is a premium these days, which is funny because my life's pretty good right now, but I still find myself being very busy in ways that I don't expect. Go to second barrel is a very funny idea. Fuck. I'm going to write that down. That's Kelsmont. I'm going to give you credit for that. Kelsmont said. There should be a go to second barrel option. I love that idea. You just reminded me of my most missed shows from the AH days. I could just sit back with a blunt now and enjoy those. Yeah, or you could enjoy the new stuff too. All the new stuff is, I think, honestly, way better than the Achievement Hunter stuff. I think Regulations. Of course, I have to say that because it's what I'm doing now, but, I also believe it. That road is so ugly. Hey, man, just got to get the job done, baby. We're dealing with an imperfect situation here. Whoa, thanks, Johan. Thank you so much. Get in there. Okay. Transport the cargo truck to the sinkhole. Let's do that. Okay. Whoa, look at this guy just hanging out here. Am I getting him? I can. I don't even know if Andrew's fallen for it like I have. I know he played it a lot for a little bit, but I think he moved on. No, nobody. Nobody fell in love with SnowRunner like I did either, though. I mean, they're definitely down to play it. We've done 2 Roadcraft videos. I think we will... Gavin and I came up with an idea for something to try in Roadcraft yesterday that I'm jazzed about. So there'll definitely be more Roadcraft. I would like, personally, I'm only 20% of the company, but if I had my dithers, and I will try to continue, or try to, I would pump out, not in like the way we used to do Minecraft and GTA. I'm not trying to beat the shit out of either one, but I would pump out regular episodes of Sea of Thieves and Roadcraft. At least into the teens, Like, we've got Roadcraft 1 and 2, and we've got Sea of Thieves 1, 2, and 3, I think. I could definitely see Sea of Thieves hitting a good 12, 15 episodes, and Roadcraft getting close to that. So, no, I don't. I've smoked cigars in the past, but it's not my thing. Yeah, I would like to take them through a real map, for sure. But then Gavin and I will have some dumb stuff we want to try, so that'll probably derail us, honestly. Like, I think Deluge would be a lot of fun. We played normal Sea of Thieves. We'll play no Safer Seas. Sea of Thieves is a great game for hijinks. Great game for hijinks. That was a super easy move. Why did I say that out loud? Now it's not going to be super easy. Now the last 10 feet is going to be hard. Yep. Oh, now we got this. Fuck me. This is like the end of Halo 1. Racing to get off the planet. Look at that. It's oil slicky water. That is gross. We need to help them fix that. Gross. Thorough cleanup. Yep. I agree. Bring the pump to the oil spills. Is there a base over here? Yeah. And then where are the oil spills? Okay. Do we want to do that? What time is it? Oh, yeah, we got time for one more. Immortal Inferno said, "You're very slowly catching up and so right. But in an episode I recently listened to, someone recommended you watch Pluto, and you said you'd watch the first episode. Was wondering if you ever did. Is that at the anime series? I haven't yet. I owe you guys that still. I apologize. I think there's 2 I needed to watch. Pluto and a different one. I definitely need to. I am thrilled. I was finally able to get my first Gerpler. Hell yeah. And the color scheme is so my aura. That's great. Oh, we got sandpit over here? I don't have this fucking... I don't have the funds to open it. So bring the pump to the oil spills. Prepare the sources for the upcoming repairs. Don't want to do that right now. Wait. Whoa. Certainly I don't have to... Where am I connecting you to? Oh, here. So I'd have to come out this. Can I, if I can even connect here, come out this, and then just. Oh, it's gonna be brutal. It's gonna be really brutal, and it's all on the road I just made too. That seems like a nightmare. Let's do that. That looks really rough. I think that's what we should do. Oh, I don't want the rusty one. You go back. How'd you get the sand dump not to blow its load? Get the non-rusty one. But there's also a couple different ways to do it. You can like lift with up on the D-pad and hold hold left bumper and go up on the right stick to drop dirt. Or somebody in a stream told me a few months ago that if you just hold left bumper and then tap A, double tap A occasionally, it does it that way. It's a little more precise, and so that's been a big help. Been doing it that way for a while. I find that makes it a lot easier. All right. Let's go through this bullshit and start laying pipe, wire, conduit, whatever it is we're laying. This better not be a dead end. I better not have to turn around and leave. Yeah, I'm gonna. No, I got it right here. Easy. Okay, well. I'm good. Start that process over again. Yeah. Don't you turn right, you prick. That was close. All right. I still do not know Andrew landed on fish for that. When's the last time y'all got ID'd? At least, I mean, I don't know what I would buy that would require an ID at this point, but it's been a very long time. I guess you still get ID'd going into, like, not that I drink, but if you go into like a bar to meet friends or something, sometimes I'll get ID'd mandatorily in that way, but nobody has ID'd me to check my age in a legitimate way in a very long time. All right. Oh, we got this. Airport. There you go. I get ID'd at the airport pretty constantly. I turned 38, and I got ID'd to buy a beer at a MC front a lot. Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna be able to fit through this fucking fence. You know they did that shit on purpose. Nope, I got it. Is it okay to ask a question about my sobriety? Yeah, sure. Go for it. Do we prefer cities named after people or things? Things. Rock's a problem. What is that? What is that? That's the reverse of what you're saying. But what is that Modest Mouse line? We named our children after towns that we'd never been to. That's off Black Cadillacs, I believe. Where are we going to? Yeah. Okay. Let me get off this road a little bit deeper into the woods here. There we go. Oh, okay. What'd you ask? This is magic. How do you feel about NA beers? They don't do anything for me. I think non-alcoholic beers are cool, and for the people out there that like that serves a purpose, I think that's awesome. But I tend to avoid things. Not that I'm worried or anything. I feel pretty, you know. I mean, I guess you should always be worried if you're an addict, but I just don't need the reminder of what beer tasted like. You know, that would just, I think, make me think about all the beers that I liked over the years and that I liked more than this non-alcoholic beer. And then I don't want to be nostalgic for beer. And I don't know what itch it would scratch. I very rarely, the only time I ever think about beer in any kind of or like real way is every once in a while on like a super hot day. I'll think about like how refreshing it is after you're like outside riding a bike for a couple hours or cutting the grass, just to drink out like an ice cold bottle of Lone Star or something. And I think it would be healthier and better and safer for me not to experience the taste of beer again, because I just don't think it would I just don't think it'd be good for me. So I don't drink non-alcoholic beer. You bitch. This is going to be a real bitch for a minute, isn't it? Thanks for the sub, Unfair. It's going to be so persnickety. Somebody said I use that word too much. Well, I probably do. That's what I need to do is stop hitting the fucking gas the second I'm trying to go forward and allow the thing to open before I do it. I just need to... It's just about threading the stupid needle. Hey, we're in business. We're moving again. Yes, she can. Yes, she can. Making this fella a real pain in the ass for me. This is going to be rough. Okay. Now let's... Okay, so I've got it up over the thing now. Just need to get it down here. Bingo! Oh, that was annoying. I've never been to Rhode Island that I'm aware of. Good morning. What's up, B-head? In a good morning Vietnam. In a good morning Vietnam way. In an Adrian Cronauer kind of way. I love reading early restaurant menus. When the restaurant really started, the appeal was the fact that you got to choose from several things off a menu. So the fancier the restaurant was, the more things they would serve. Pretty much the opposite of today, yeah. Now it's about simplifying down to what you do best. Would I ever play another MMO like WoW again? If one struck my fancy. I feel like the era of MMOs, if not behind us, at least a little dormant right now. There we go. It's interesting that I've never really experienced this in the other maps. But as long as it's facing forward and the thing is down, even if you can't move it, if it's a spot where it's like you can't break ground here, if you just sit still on it, it seems like it'll at least populate it. It's good to know. Man, I gotta get up and take a shower soon. I gotta record the boys in a little bit. Like that right there. Yeah. I gotta take a shower and eat a little bit of breakfast before I record 2 supplementals today. Big supplemental day. I gotta rip up my road I just made. Real quick, though, while I'm here, Aren't you looking for electricity as well? Wouldn't you also like some electricity? How am I going to get you electricity? I can't pave this. Am I going to have to rip it up, or am I going to have to get you electricity from somewhere else? Fuck me. Maybe I can go around this. Let's see. We'll go rip through here. Maybe I could make it up here. I'm just trying to avoid ripping up the asphalt I just laid down. Although I guess technically I probably don't need it anymore because I already did the mission. But come up here. Probably rip down all these trees, get through here. You got to go. Apologize. And then this would work. Let me see. Is this going to work? Can I lay? Let's just do it right now. I'm up here. Good morning, Tech Stark. Dirk. Yeah, see? Even if I can't really go with it, if I just sit still, it'll mark the spot it's at, which is cool. Now the question is which way to go from here. I think to the left. Wait, well, let me see. Am I going to be able to make it down that? Because otherwise I got to... Yeah. Man, the easiest way would definitely have been to not pave that road. Or do this before I pave the road and then pave the road. Didn't know this was going to pop up, though. It actually hasn't yet. We don't have the mission to do this yet. We're getting ahead of the game. Good morning, Mackie and cheese. We named our children after towns, 'cause we've never been to. And it's true that the clouds just hung around like black Cadillacs outside the view. We're laughing at the stars with our feet untied to the ground. Okay. Well, I didn't intend to even do this, but now that we're pretty close to doing the back half of it, it would be dumb not to do the front half. No. There you go. See, I just have to sit still on it. And it looks like it punches through even if it can't go. Yeah. That's broken. Come on, man. There we go. I'm trying to go backwards. Why is it popping up? Stop doing that. It'd be cool if I could get rid of those rocks. I don't think I'm going to be able to, but I should be able to angle this way. If I can just get it down the hill, I'm just right there. You know? Let's at least connect it. Make sure that's even possible. Oh, this is brutal. This is so not the way I should have done this, but I just don't want to rip up that asphalt. Pull this tree down out of frustration. Take it out of the tree. Take it out of the tree. Make the tree pay. Okay. Oops. Going the wrong way. Thanks for the sub, Willis. Boss man comes at you later wanting to know why you put 100 splices in the cable. All right, we're oh so close. Get up the fucking hill. All right. There we go. There we go. It's all, I think, is it connected? No, but it's close. We're pretty much there, right? Yeah. Yeah, that looks good, right? We nailed that. Man, I hope Foreman better not check my work on this gig. Oh my god. All right, so I think we're good. We could just connect this to the front now. We should be fine. Yeah, you're definitely a comment leader. Congratulations. I don't know if it's a title or if it's originated with hot spices, but if they were previously sold cold, I don't know what we're talking about. Gonna pass safety inspection? Fucking safety schmafety. We're trying to get these people electricity. We're trying to get the Oasis gas holder electricity. No. Don't you be doing that. Thank you. Oh, this is gonna suck. Is this where I'm going, by the way? Nah, yeah. Need to kind of angle around left here. That's good to know. That's actually a way better way to go. Be way easier to accomplish. Oh, this tree is gonna have to go. I apologize. Never mind. You'll live. Yeah, OSHA has no jurisdiction in Africa, I don't think. Are you fucking serious? Are you serious, Clark? Are you fucking serious right now? Now let's find out if we actually did it. We did not. We did not. Congratulations, though. We're close. Let's, I had a feeling we didn't. Oh, no. Mad Burrito said, no, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. We're going to be just fine. I'm gonna be okay. Love it when this happens with real wiring. After we fix this wiring, I'm gonna fuck off, I think. Call it a day. I'm doing some work on the VOD channel on YouTube. Started creating thumbnails and trying to like professionalize it a little bit. Made playlists. So if you are into the adventures of Roadcraft, now there's 35 or 36 handy parts labeled and thumbnailed for you. Oh, I don't know that I cared, honestly. I think hot dogs are great every way you eat them. And that's not, it feels like almost like a cop-out answer, but it's true. But I guess a grilled if I had to pick one. But also, man, a steamed hot dog out of a cart, a steamed dirty water hot dog out of a cart is pretty hard to beat. You know what I mean? And just like that. Fucking stupid. Okay. Well, that's done now. So we've added some electricity where I don't think there's anybody else that needs electricity right now. So we've done that. That's good work. Let's see what missions we have left. All right. So we still have to, I guess we could do this infrastructure route real fast. That's easy peasy, right? So we plot this to go where? Up to there? Ugh, boy. Well, okay. Oops. Let's do like that. I doubt we'll wait to see if it makes it, but we'll at least get it going. Where are we going to? Up fucking there? Why am I going this way? We named our children after towns we'd never been to. Okay. There's a Modest Mouse, Built to Spill, Courtney Barnett, a couple other bands too. Maybe the Flaming Lips, maybe. I could be wrong about that. Are all playing at this theme park up in Western Washington in September. And I'm thinking pretty seriously about going to the show. The opportunity to see Modest Mouse and Built to Spill in a non-like festival format where I can actually see them perform and like real sets. They're like co-headlining this thing, I guess. Was very appealing to me. I've seen all those bands and musicians before, but I'd love the opportunity to see them all together, you know? Yeah, I've seen them a few times. I've seen them maybe 3 times. I've seen Built to Spill once and Courtney Barnett once, but I'd love to see them all together. Thanks, Abyss. Appreciate that. Good subs day, huh? Everybody's being so cool. Is it just going to be little guys? Oh, well, then we're set. I was expecting some big-ass 18-wheeler. No, not you. But if it's just going to be these little babies, where'd you go? There you are. We'll watch these little babies go, and then we'll call it a day. We started today at 61% on the map. We're burning through. This is a much smaller map than the previous one. We're burning through it. It'd be interesting to see if we're in the 70 range when we stop. We've done... This will be our 4th mission we've done today, I think. The Moon in Antarctica and The Lonesome Crowded West by Modest Mouse, those 2 albums are 2 of the best albums ever by any band or musician. I can't say that about some of their, their stuff after that or before. There's value to all of it, but those 2 albums, that sweet spot, they were untouchable. I used to be ready for a band called Catch 22. He's just I'll give you he's just a little guy for 10 subs. For 1,000 subs, I'll give you the best I've ever said that in my life. Taking the wife to 9 Inch Nails in a couple of weeks for her graduation. Not my cup of tea, but I got respect for Trent for he's had an interesting back half of his career doing soundtracks and composing. Yeah, I'm not a huge 9 Inch Nails fan either. I enjoyed them at the time. Like I was 19, 18, 19 when they were at their height. And so, how did you do that, buddy? So I know their music very well. I just, I guess I want to listen to it anymore. I haven't since I was a kid, but I similarly have respect for him. But I'm sure he puts on a good show. Oof, look at that. Is that hole I made? Did I do that earlier, or was that already there? Is this where I was making electricity? Yeah, that must have been where I made some electricity there. That's a bummer. That's going to be a problem down the road. Where are you guys going? There we go. Modest Mouse is a wispy beach sunset bonfire kind of band for sure. Think about your icky I'm sorry. All right. We got it. Let's go ahead. Oh, look at this. We're building a... Nice. Nice. Now we can kick back and enjoy the show.
Yay! The Canyon gas holder is back in action.
Sweet.
Sadly, we need to secure a lot more gas containment capacity before we can hope for a break. With that in mind, be the good sport that you always are and head north. You can check the last gas holder in the steel beams facility and then find a...
Okay. Oh, we got a new operating base. We're going to open up a 3rd base. That's great. Or 4th, however many we have.
Ease of transport, all in one.
Oh, gonna need some more electricity. All right, so that'll be what we focus on, I guess, Monday when I stream again, or maybe I'll pop on this weekend sometime so that we can do a little bit of this, because I kind of want to see what's down the road. But until then, let's just see what our progress is. I'm gonna guess 70%. Any of the toy truck collectibles, I've seen them. I avoid them. 69. I was close. 69. I've avoided them because I don't want to pick them up and then lose them along the way and then not be able to find them later. At some point after I've done everything, I'll go back and clean up achievements. And when I do that, I'll get all the toy trucks from every map. That'll probably just be like a stream or a series of streams I do. All right. But I think Jeff seems like the kind of guy to get into model trains in retirement. You couldn't be more wrong. I don't take it as an insult. I got no issue with model trains, but that is not me. I am not going to be a model train guy. I'm a baseball card guy. I'm a puzzles guy, but no model trains for me. Thank you very much. Don't forget to tune in today at 4 p.m. Central Time at the Regulation Pod Twitch channel, twitch.tv/The Pod, so that you can watch us stream. I believe Mafia: The Old Country is what we're going to stream today from 4 to 5:01 p.m., the best time of the week. It'll be myself, Andrew, Gavin, and Eric. I think Nick's out today. So hopefully I will see you all there, and you can all be like, hey, Jeff, remember me? We were talking 30 minutes ago. And I'll be like, oh, yeah, what's up? And I hope everybody has a great weekend. Love you. Bye.